Hi, I'm Tim Alatorre, Chief Operating Officer of Orbital Assembly. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm privileged today to talk to one of our current investors in our Reg CF round and our Reg D round, Jamie Rich. And we'll be talking to him about why space and why orbital assembly. I joke in this video that it seems like I planted the answers and we had a conversation beforehand. We have not. This is the first time he heard these questions, and these are his just candid, unscripted remarks. So hopefully you enjoy it, and thanks for watching. So, first of all, just thanks for being our investor. We never say that enough. We really appreciate your support, both previous to the current raise and in the future. And I mean, you've been a great supporter. So thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate that, and it's something that I enjoy supporting.
Well, okay. So I'm going to get to that in a second. But first,
Right.
why space, Jamie? Why are you excited in space? Why do you see that as something that you should be involved in?
Good question. I was born the same year as NASA. So I think maybe that's why I've always loved the idea of space exploration, in fact and in fiction. But I kind of, cut my teeth on Project Mercury and Gemini and grew up during Apollo. So I've always had this idea in my head and my heart that we need to get off this planet. We have to get off this planet for our own survival, kind of like what Dr. Stephen Hawkins had said. And we're just now on literally the ground floor of truly commercializing being in orbit and going to other planets like the moon or Mars or the asteroids or Neptune. We're just now in its infancy. So this is the time when I wanted to jump in because this is kind of a lifelong dream, but more importantly, now it's reality. Now we can make this happen. And here's something I can do to help realize my own personal dream.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've grown up with space. Space is almost in your DNA. It's um, what do you see? You're talking about like the commercial space kind of taking off. Like, what do you see as the greatest challenge to opening up space and getting fulfilling that dream that you have?
I've talked to scientists, engineers, principal investigators, astronauts, and they all have come back and actually answered that question with basically two items. Um, the number one showstopper they mentioned is too much radiation.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, but they're working on materials now, better materials. They're working on pharmaceuticals. I think we're going to be able to take a lot better care with that. But the other biggest stumbling block is absolutely not enough gravity. Our bodies were designed to be in a one gravity environment. There's no way around it. Eventually, could we adapt our bodies to different gravity scenarios? Yes, sure, but that's tens of thousands of years, and I don't have that time. Um, but yeah, gravity is a big showstopper, especially for long-term space habitation. Um, getting to not just the moon, but to Mars right now takes 9 months. That's a lot of time to let your body waste away. And the lack of gravity affects every organ in your body. So we need to deal with that in particular, is my opinion.
The people watching this are going to say, "Tim coached you to say that." That was staged ahead of time. I did not prompt you on that
Yeah,
at
you
all. And
did.
then obviously, I got Voyager rotating behind me, but that was that was your original thought. But that's
And
that's a perfect.
that's totally mine. That's not
Yeah,
Tim's, I assure you.
but that's a perfect segue to, the big question: why have you invested in Orbital Assembly? You're an investor in the current round, and well, I guess both of our current rounds that
Mhm.
are open.
Right.
So why Orbital Assembly?
Well, it is true that this is the infancy, the ground floor of this type of investment, and I definitely want to get in on ground floors, um, especially for not just me or my children, but my grandchildren, um, because this is where the next new world is going to be. And so, getting in now means that I'm actually giving my grandchildren in particular, and hopefully my kids, maybe even me, but a very real practical physical leg up in the commercialization of space and in the commercialization of a business in orbit, because that's where we're going to go next. And actually, we're starting to go there now. So, why orbital assembly? There's, from my research, I only found two other companies that were saying they wanted to provide spun gravity to overcome the lack of gravity. Neither one of those companies, to the best of my knowledge and research, have really even hit any engineering milestones or objectives. Um, and so that immediately positioned Orbital Assembly Corporation light years ahead because, oh, look what they've already done and look what they're doing now. Okay, they're ready, they're chomping at the bit and ready to go. The other guys are still in the very real world of startup and everything's on paper. And that's great. And I wish them luck. Success is wonderful. And if their competition, bring it because we're great too. But Orbital Assembly was, I think, the best horse in this race to get to orbit, to have a good working space station that can then be used for a variety of purposes.
Fantastic. I mean, I agree with you 100%, obviously, because this is what I do full time.
Right.
I'm working this problem, but it sounds like you've got the vision of what we're trying to do. And, once again, Jamie, just thank you so much for your faith and trust in us. And we are working every day to make this dream reality. And you're right. Getting that foothold of humanity off planet, that our CTO, Tom Spilker, I think you know Tom fairly well. I mean, that's his big motivating factor. Looking at humanity and the future humanity, having that insurance policy of spreading life off of our fragile little blue marble. And so I'm more practical and near term of I just want to go to space.
Well, I mean, I do too, obviously.
I
But
want to live up there.
right.
But,
But I see that my days of possibility of doing that are getting shorter and shorter. So I figured I'd better go with you guys if I had any chance to get up there.
absolutely, yes. Well, we are in a sprint to get there as quickly and safely as possible. So.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, Jamie. Really appreciate your time today, and I look forward to talking with you again.
All right. Take care, Tim. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Yeah. It was a pleasure to talk with Jamie. He really is just a wonderful human being. We've had a couple opportunities to talk, and I've met with him in person, and his passion and excitement for space. I mean, you can feel it just watching him and hearing him talk. If you're interested in getting involved with Orbital Assembly, we would love to have you join our pool of investors. You can find out more information at orbitalassembly.com/invest. We have two different options there for you. One is for any investor who can participate in our Reg CF round. And then we also have a Reg D, which is currently open, and that is for accredited investors only. And if you're not sure if you qualify as an accredited investor, you can go ahead and click that link anyways, and that'll send us a message and we can get in contact with you and help you figure out which mechanism is most appropriate for your individual situation. And thank you so much for watching. We look forward to meeting you in the future and hopefully having a conversation as well. Thanks.